Welcome in TarHeel Nation to the TarHeel Herald. If you could, please share this with your TarHeel friends, family, or like, comment, subscribe. Anything helps the channel. Alright, so let's talk about the basketball team. Much needed win versus Duke, and it almost feels twice as good because it seems like this was a much needed win, at least for our tourney hopes. We're closer to the 90% range of making it with this win, so that's very helpful. And it just seems like everyone else is finally coming along. It's not just Baycott finally showed out, then Brooks finally showed out, Walton started to find his shot, then Sharp started becoming a monster in the paint, and now Love finally had his best game so far, and hopefully this is just the beginning. And I'm starting to see more consistency. Baycott finally came back, and it seemed like when he was out of the game, we had some issues. Day'Ron Sharp already looks like a starter in my eyes. Of course, he's a freshman behind a couple of vets, so he isn't fully there though because he's still having issues with handling the ball. And if it wasn't for the fact that he gets multiple turnovers a game, of course Love does as well. Those two are the only ones actually causing most of the turnovers. So if Love and Sharp could both get the turnover issue fixed, this team can go far, especially because when we get into the groove, our offensive efficiency is through the roof whenever we're in a groove, especially when we go on these spurts. It's just whenever we start turning over a lot is when we lose the momentum and start to die off. And it's, I can't remember, I believe, yeah, we got 16 turnovers, which means Love, who got 5, and Sharp, who got 3, them combined had half the turnovers themselves. And everyone else had 1 or 2 here and there. But, 2 people, if they can just fix the turnovers themselves and, like everyone else, have only 1 or 2 a game, then our offensive efficiency could continue a lot longer than these tiny little spurts. If we could have an entire half of great offensive efficiency, I can't imagine how we would look. I mean, even with last night, with 16 turnovers, we still scored in the 90s. And with last night, even with how many turnovers we had, we still, and how many times we lost momentum, we still were able to score 90. Now, I understand that Duke's defense is, let's say, non-existent, but you've seen in other games, if we don't turn the ball over and we're shooting well, it's insane what we can do. Caleb Love in transition versus the bigs just making moves themselves when feeding them, or when they pass to each other. Brooks and Sharp sometimes, or Brooks in general, is a great passer as a big man. But just in general, the big men are doing everything. And then, of course, every once in a while, Walton just chimes in with the 3 here and there. So you can see what we can do is if we have the ball in our hands and not giving it up. As long as we're getting shots off, we're making most of them. But after that Clemson game, this was a highly needed win. There's no doubt about it. 1, just to bounce back, and 2, if we lost 2 in a row like that, the tournament hopes. They say the tournament hopes were still alive at around 80%, being able to make it, but maybe percentage-wise, yes, but I think as a team, losing to a rival when the rival is having no fans in the stands and they've had a horrible year, losing that bad to Clemson and then your rival like that, it hits hard on a team. So this was a much-needed win, mentally probably. So, and I can see Roy Williams is getting much better understanding of the lineups and who needs to be in. And I did see a few people on Twitter saying that they need to keep that one lineup in, and that was basically the lineup. If I'm not mistaken, it was just Baycott, Brooks, Walton, Black, and Love. They all had minimalist turnovers besides Love, but yes, that's the reason we were going on these stints, was because the people who had the minimalist turnovers. But I mean, even if Sharp is having these turnovers, you can't say Sharp isn't a big part of this team in general. He got 5 offensive rebounds again, just like last week. Yet or was it last week? One of the last 2 games, he had, it was the last game. He had 5 offensive rebounds, but no one else had an offensive rebound. He was dominant on the offensive glass, and we're supposed to be known for that, and he's the only one showing out. And honestly, this game, it seems like he really was too. Brooks only got 1 offensive rebound. I think Baycott got 2 maybe. But everyone else got 7, which, again, 12 is a great number for offensive rebounds. But when he's getting 5 again, as long as everyone else is showing up, yes, that's fine. But he's the only one that's being dominant on the offensive glass. And if he's going to continue and he fixes these turnovers, he needs to be a starter, because... So I'm not really sure why he isn't starting. His production, I get the 3 turnovers in the last 2 games, and I'm not sure, I can't remember how many before that, but with his offensive rebounding and how hard he works in the paint, his production level deserves more minutes. Whether or not he's starting, only 17 minutes is just, it doesn't seem like it's enough for me. I think he should be at least in the 20s with how productive he is. It's insane. I get, it has to be the turnovers and, his decision making, probably. So I just hope he can get that fixed real quick, because we just need him in the game more. So with that being said, congratulations to Caleb Love for having a stellar game. Congratulations to the Tar Heels for beating the Duke. And then we got to prepare ourselves. We got one Monday against Miami, so let's prepare for that, and good luck to you guys. All right, everyone, that wraps this one up. Remember, like, comment, or better yet, subscribe. And if you made it this far, and you know a Tar Heel who might want to listen, give him a share. But thanks for tuning in, guys. And until next time, I'll see you later, Tar Heel Nation.